Now that we have seen the basic controllers and views and how the interaction works with routing, I want to walk you through the basic views that are available with our project. We saw the home folder inside views that corresponds to the views of the home controller. But on top of that, we have something called as shared. Shared folder is used for partial views, and partial views are similar to user components if you are coming from classic C#. So it's basically a view that you can call within a view in multiple places in your application. Along with that, we have a special partial view which is underscore layout, and this underscore layout is the default master page of your application. So if you open that up, you can see we have some styling on the top here, we have a header right here, and we have a div where we render the body. Since this is the master page, so whatever we display inside the other views, it will use this underscore layout as the default master page. So inside index, when we are displaying this content, it was displaying that with the navigation on the top. We also have a footer here, and we have some common JavaScript that we want across the application. We have the main HTML and body tag, and we have head right here where we are adding the styling. We will be updating this in future videos. Whenever we want to add some CSS and JS globally, this is the place where we will be adding that. Next, we have a validation scripts partial, and this is a partial view where we are just adding scripts for some validations. Wherever in some views, let's say in index view, we want to use validations, then we will include this partial view on that page. So that way we do not have to write those script tags, we will just include this partial view and that will be included. We also have an error partial view that will be used to display the errors if you encounter in the application. We will be adding more partial views as we proceed with the course, so do not worry, but remember shared folder will contain all the partial views and underscore layout is the master page of your application. While the application is running, if I switch back quickly, you can see on the privacy page we have the header here, we have the footer here, and we have the body. So where we have this render body, at that place, whatever we had inside the privacy, these two lines are being displayed. So I hope that makes sense. Then we have something called as underscore view import and underscore view start. Let me open the view import first, and we have the global namespace right here. So inside your application, let's say you want to access some namespace in all of the pages. If you add that using statement here, it will be accessible across all the pages, controllers, and classes in your project. That way you do not have to type this namespace every time. We will see that in action as we proceed with the course. But one important thing that you see here is tag helpers. Tag helpers are bindings that are provided by the .NET Core team that looks like HTML tags, but they are special tags that are adopted by the Microsoft team from other languages after looking at the success like Angular and React. I will show you one example quickly here in the underscore layout. If we go back to our application, we click on privacy, you see it builds the URL, home, and privacy. Here we know that home is controller and action name is privacy. So how do you think this link is provided on this navigation? It is provided using a special tag helper. Let me expand the header here, and you can see we have an anchor tag, and there we have tag helpers for ASP controller and ASP action. Tag helpers will start with the prefix of ASP hyphen and then the name. So here we have a tag helper which says ASP controller, and then we define the controller name for routing, and in that controller what action name should be called. So that is ASP action. Do not worry about the ASP areas for now. We will be using lots of tag helpers that are provided by the .NET team in future, but tag helpers have been included in the project and we define them globally inside the view imports file. The last file inside the views folder is the view start. This file will define what is the default master page for your application. Inside privacy, you see we have not defined what will be the master page, but it is by default using underscore layout because that is what has been defined inside the view start file. If you want to explicitly define a master page for privacy, which is different, you can do that directly by defining that on the top. And that will take preference over what is defined in view start. But view start will have the default master page for the application. Now I know this section was a little bit lengthy, but this overview was critical when it comes to understanding the default views that have been provided.